Let's invoke the supramental light. Om Tatsavidulbharam Rupam Jyoti Parasya Dhimahi Yannaha Satyena Dhipahi. Om Tatsavidulbharam Rupam Jyoti Parasya Dhimahi Yannaha Satyena Dhipahi. Om Tatsavidulbharam Rupam Jyoti Parasya Dhimahi Yannaha Satyena Dhipahi. Synthesis of Yoga, daily reading. Today, the 7th December 2025. Introduction, the condition of synthesis. Chapter 1, Life and Yoga. Sentences 25. If he gains gold, he loses life. Or if he turned his effort outward to conquer life, he is in a danger of losing gold. Therefore, we see in India that a sharp incompatibility has been created between life in the world and spiritual growth and perfection. And although the tradition and ideal of the victorious harmony between the inner attraction and the outer demand remains, it is little or else every imperfectly exemplified. Sentences 26. In fact, when a man turned his vision and energy inward and enter on the path of yoga, he is popularly supposed to be lost inevitably to the great stream of our collective existence and the secular effort of humanity. 27. So strongly has the idea prevailed, so much has it been emphasized by prevalent philosophies and religions that to escape from life is now commonly considered as not only the necessary condition, but the general object of goal of the yoga. General object of yoga. Now let's see, we will try to understand. Right? So human beings traditionally felt that God and life are the opposite directions. If one turned towards seeking the God inwardly, one seems to lose the enjoyment, duties, and the achievement of the outer life. If one turned outward seeking the success, wealth, power, and the enjoyment, one feels the inner spiritual flame get dim and God is lost. So that's what he tried to say in the first sentences. So Sri Aurobindo here diagnoses the historical psychological split in the Indian spiritual culture. The spirituality means withdrawing, renouncing from the life. The life means involvement, desire, and action. This is the old definition of the Indian spiritual culture. Thus, human felt forced to choose one of the two. You cannot choose two. So if you select the worldly things, right, and you are losing the God. If you are selecting the God, then you have to lose your worldly enjoyment. But Sri Aurobindo says, either God or life, as if they cannot be united. But integral yoga says, the goal is not renunciation of the life, but divinizing the life. Right. So that's the idea of Sri Aurobindo. So no escape from the life, but transform it. So this is the first sentences we try to say us. Then the second sentences, through centuries of this thinking, the splitted thinking, India came to believe strongly that worldly life and spiritual perfection cannot go together. Through the ancient ideal spoke of harmony. So in the Gita and the Karma Yoga, in practice, this harmony is rarely seen today. So, but Gita already saying there should be harmony between the outer and the inner as a Karma Yoga, but it's very rarely practiced. So what he tried to say, he's not really inventing any new things. It's already there. So if we see the Tantra says both moksha. So both are there, right? Both are there. So, but it is not in Sri Aurobindo's time or throughout the many centuries, the split of this inner and outer created. So now he want to synthesize the yoga new again and integrate those. So the Sri Aurobindo is pointing the gap between the Indian higher spiritual ideal and the live social reality. So our scriptures praise integrating living. Even the Yajnavalya, King Janaka, and the Krishna, their teachings clearly showing it need to be integrated, inner and outer. But somehow the society created the splitting. Right? But society honor only the monk who renounce, not the householder who transform their life. Right? So we worship the monks who renounce, then they think that is the greatest thing, but we never consider the householder also can be such a great saint. So the result, spirituality escaped into caves, ashram, and the monasteries instead of transforming in the collective life of the society or the nation. Right? So if the society need to be transformed, the householder who live the worldly life need to be transformed. So that's the idea of the integral yoga. So the third paragraph, the last paragraph. So whenever some start yoga seriously, society assume he is no longer one of us. He has left the world. Okay, so that's the way the society start to see the person who practice the yoga. Okay, but it reflects a deep cultural habit. Yoga is abandoning the society. Yogi means someone who rejects the duty, family, and the humanity. Spiritual life means it's the private salvation we are seeking. So this is the idea, the deep cultural traditional idea of the yoga and the sadhana. But the integral yoga insists that the spiritual person must not leave the collective life. One must elevate and eliminate it from within. So Sri Aurobindo is preparing the foundation of saying yoga is not an escape from the world, it is a mean to transform the world. So this is the today's reading. Now we will see the Tamil version of this. Now we invoke the supramental light. Om Tatsaviturvaram Rupam Jyotiparasya Dhimahi Yannah Satyena Dhipahi Om Tatsaviturvaram Rupam Jyotiparasya Dhimahi Yannah Satyena Dhipahi அருளோடு செல்வம் ஞானம் ஆற்றலும் அன்பும் பண்பும் பொருள்நலம் பொறுமை பொருந்திடச் செய்வாயம் ஆயுளாரோக்கியம் வீரம் அசைந்திடா பக்தி அன்பும் தேயுரா செல்வம் கீர்த்தி தேவியே அருள்வாயம் ஓம் சாந்தி 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 தென்னாடேஸ்வனே போற்றி எந்நாட்டவர்க்கும் இறைவா போற்றி இன்பமே சூகம் எல்லோரும் வாழ்க